So it feels good to be back to the farm, you know, enjoying the farm life, breathing in the farm air. Just in case you guys didn't know, of course you wouldn't know because I didn't tell you, but I had been away from the farm for quite some time. The past 1 week or the past few days, over 1 week, was probably the worst 1 week of my life so far because, guys, over this time, one, I suffered from coronavirus. Guys, I got infected and I was just not feeling nice at all. I was feeling terrible. I had this really terrible cough. Fortunately, I was able to fight it off and yeah, I'm now fine. But then, just as I was starting to recover, guys, just as I was starting to feel better, I got the most terrible news I've gotten in my life. My grandma passed on. You guys on Farm Up know how important my grandma has been to me. You know, I had spent quite some time with her. I was living with her, and then she was helping me run the other poultry farm, you know, the first poultry farm that I started out with. She's the one who was helping me run it, you know, on the financial aspect of the farm. So she was handling almost all my clients. She was the one who would receive the money. In case of anything, she's the one that I would give a phone call. And unfortunately, she passed away tragically, you know, a few days ago, and I was very, very, very devastated. So even coming back to the farm and getting back to, you know, farming was quite hard because it was quite depressing. But, well, I've got to come back to, you know, farming because the farm moves on. Work on the farm moves on. It doesn't matter what happens. So while I was away, for the number of days that I was away, quite a number of changes actually went on the farm. And in today's video, I'm going to be telling you guys about it. So you guys remember at some point we were constructing this very, very huge barn. You guys, this is a really huge barn. Like, you can see how long it is. Yeah, it's close to 90 meters long. And so this is what we're going to be keeping our parent stock. The initial plan was that we would have the birds inside here on one floor. But whoa, guys, we thought about something. How about we save more space? So we decided we're going to put a second floor at the top in order to be able to have a second barn at the very top. So that would double the capacity of this barn from 5,000 parent stock, actually closer to 6,000, to 12,000. That's quite massive. So you can imagine the crazy amount of work that goes up here. At first the plan was to simply do roofing, but then when we had to change the whole plan, you can see those pieces of, you know, wooden posts that are running through, those wooden poles where they're going to be supporting the upper roof. So we had to actually put quite a number, which is quite time consuming. And because of that, remember, we do have parent stock on the farm that was supposed to be moving in here at around 5-6 weeks. Well, we had to get a solution for that. So what's currently happening is that in the background, I don't know if you guys can see, we've got guys who are actually now trying to put timber on top of these posts, because that timber is going to be our roof or floor. It's going to be the roof for this floor, and it's going to be the floor for the upper floor. That's why we're going to be working, and that's why we're going to have to put all the wood shavings, all the chickens and everything. So it's actually got to be quite strong. But the thing is that it's going to take a really, really long time. The other thing is that at this point, this exact area, you guys can see, you know, the chicken house that you're constructing in the background. But at this point, we want to actually put a second chicken house. So it will be around 30 meters from the other house. But we can't have the birds inside the other house while this is being constructed because it's really, really loud. You guys understand the whole thing of mixing concrete. You know, there's a concrete mixer, it's really loud, it runs on diesel. So it will really, really distract the birds. So in order to be able to do that, we actually needed more time away from this area while we are, you know, preparing the place, making sure that we are getting it ready for construction of the second barn, because we want to construct a second barn with the same exact capacity, 12,000. So that's around 24,000 for the two barns. So that meant that we had to actually expand the current barn that we are using for raising our chickens. So this is actually the new chicken barn. Whoa, it's ready, and it's quite massive. You guys can see it. Yeah, it's quite massive. It's quite long, it's quite big, and this is actually a good thing. It's just an extension to the previous chicken barn. So right there at the top, the taller structure you can see, that is the previous chicken barn, and it's where our parent stock actually currently is. And then this lower dark structure that you guys can see is the new extension. It's the one that we had to build. We built it over a period of around a week or 2 weeks because it's going to do as our, space, our current space, while we are finishing up the bigger chicken barns. It's just going to give us enough time to finish up the bigger chicken barns. And guys, this one is certainly better built than the previous barn. This, you can see we have chicken mesh over here, but from here all the way to the top, this is around 10 feet in height, or even more than 10 feet in height. That's at least 3 meters in height. That's at the lowest point. The highest point is certainly more than 3 meters, but only 50 centimeters of it is actually a wall. So the rest of it, all the way up, is just, chicken mesh, and that means perfect aeration. Perfect aeration, and I love this. You can see that we use chain link on the inside. It's actually quite big and spacious, but then we put chicken mesh, on the outside of it to make sure that no birds can come inside. Any cats or anything like that would go through the bigger mesh will not go inside. The bigger mesh, which is the chain link, is actually just for protection, from human beings, people who would want to rob. But from the animals, the birds, the cats, it's the smaller chicken mesh that's actually doing the protection and helping us with all that. We've got our drinkers ready over here. We're going to be installing them, but they're quite dusty currently, lots of dust, lots of dirt. So we're just trying to clean them up before we put them inside the chicken house, because we've done all the wiring ready for the water to come in. Here we are inside the barn, guys. So it's at this point that it becomes quite easy to appreciate the extent of this barn. You guys can see how low the walls are at that point, and how much space we have for aeration. At this side we have the barn, the previous barn where the chickens actually are currently. We're going to be expanding into this current space very soon. You can see that we've got wood shavings inside here. They're already ready, and I actually have one of my colleagues over here helping me, spread the wood shavings on the ground currently, because we just put them in yesterday. They were brought in earlier, but we put them in yesterday, so they're being spread currently. And then later on today, we're going to be spraying them to disinfect them, to make sure that, we try to get rid of as much infection as possible. Spray all the walls, just spray the place and get it ready for the birds to come in. Here you can see that the piping was done. The piping is literally already ready. We just need to let go of a tap somewhere to allow the water to come in. But now we're going to install the drinkers, and lastly we shall install the feeders too. So once all that is ready, then we shall be ready to move the birds, from the other barn in the background right into this place. Very, very soon, probably in the next 3 or 4 days, we should be ready to move the birds in, because we want to disinfect this place for probably 2 days, then let it rest, and then we should get the birds coming inside, and they should be occupying this place until just about production time, because the place is actually quite big. It's big enough. It's just not big enough for production, because we need to make sure that we give the birds 5 birds per square meter. That's actually quite a lot of space for birds that are close to 4,000. Quite a lot of space. So we shall not have any production inside here, but we'll probably set up laying nests inside here so that the birds are used, they get used to what the production, the laying nests look like. So that's going to be the work, and that's what's happening. That's what I actually missed while I was away, but I've been around while we're doing the finishing touches. You guys can see that the roof was made from iron sheets, and it's really the same style of building that you guys have come to know me to like. Just that right now, instead of using iron sheets for the floor, we used bricks and concrete, but you can use whatever. That's the thing. Whatever is cheap, you can use iron sheets like I've done for my other chicken houses in order to be able to save. Roasting patches. This is actually a roasting patch that I did make myself. You guys can see it over here. Yeah, so I need to make quite more probably 20 or something like that, to put them inside here for the birds to be able to roost on. You know, roosting is very important because the birds get to exercise, and then you have less birds, you know, compiling together and pressing themselves. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching. I'm Dr. Daniel, a very passionate farmer, poultry farmer, and farmer in general. So if you haven't subscribed to the channel, come on. This is Farm Up. Right here, we are farming up, and I know that you want to farm up too. So hit that subscribe button, smash the notification bell, that way you never miss out on an upload. Lots of love. Catch you very soon with another video. Bye-bye.